And now from McAllen City Hall, a meeting of the McAllen City Commission.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to tonight's City Commission meeting. We'll begin with the Pledge of Allegiance, followed by an invocation by Commissioner Cabeza de Vaca.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Please bow your heads. Good evening, esteemed members of the City Commission, residents, and guests. As we gather here today, let us invoke wisdom, empathy, and unity in our deliberations and decisions. May we approach our discussions with open minds, listening attentively to diverse perspectives, and working together towards the betterment of our community. Let our actions be guided by integrity and a commitment to serve the common good. Let us now begin this meeting with respect and mutual understanding. In the name of God, we pray. Amen.
Amen.
Did we forget but we had forgotten one of the, I know. I apologize, we forgot one of the public comments. We have Mr. J.O. Gonzalez.
Honorable Mayor Villalobos and distinguished members of the McAllen City Commission. Good evening. My name is J.O. Gonzalez, and I am here on behalf of the Sharyland ISD to express our dearest gratitude. Joining me tonight are Sharyland Special Education educators Cristina Martinez, Jeanette Guerra, and our Special Education Service Center coordinators, and a few of our amazing students who represent our heart, the heart of our message. If you guys could please stand. Sharyland ISD is a proud school district located within the unique and close-knit community. We serve families across the city of McAllen, city of Mission, city of Palmhurst, and the city of Alton, Hidalgo County, and parts of Edinburgh. This shared geography connects us deeply to each of our neighboring cities and underscores the importance of partnerships like the one we share with the McAllen Fire Department in serving our students and families. Recently, the McAllen Fire Department, under the leadership of Juan A. Gloria, responded to a call at our 18-plus STEPS facility, which serves students with special needs. What began as a minor incident quickly became a remarkable learning experience. Rather than alarming the students, Chief Gloria and his exceptional team took the time to reassure them, to show them the fire truck, and to explain and demonstrate how all the equipment worked. For our students, this experience turned into a field trip on wheels, a moment filled with excitement, discovery, and reassurance. It was a powerful example of kindness and professionalism and reflects the true spirit of our first responders, their community and safety, compassion, and community partnerships here within McAllen. On behalf of the superintendent, Dr. Elaine Howard, and our board of trustees, SPED Director, Dr. Vanessa Leal, and our entire Sharyland ISD family, I want to sincerely thank you, Mayor Villalobos, the City Commission, Chief Gloria, and the McAllen Fire Department for being outstanding partners in education and for showing our students that they are cared for and protected. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Would y'all like a picture?
Absolutely.
I would love a picture with our whole commission. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for bearing with us. It's not every day that we get a thanks. And we have a proclamation, Week Without Driving. Commissioner.
Thank you, Mayor. Good afternoon, everybody. There we go. Mr. Delgado. Nice of you to join us this afternoon, sir. Absolutely.
The girl was cute.
Hi.
Definitely. We're, yeah.
Again, good afternoon, everyone. It's the proclamation, City of McAllen, proclamation, State of Texas, County of Hidalgo, City of McAllen. Whereas access to safe, affordable, and reliable mobility is fundamental to McAllen's economic prosperity, public health, safety, and sense of community, enabling residents to reach education and employment opportunities, medical services, shopping, recreation, and family connections. And whereas Envision McAllen 2040 affirmed the community's strong desire for transportation choices beyond driving, with residents voicing clear support for sidewalks, bike paths, transit, and complete streets that promote active and sustainable mobility. And whereas the City of McAllen and the University of Texas Rio Grande Valley have partnered to strengthen the multimodal transportation options, advance shared goals for innovation, access to higher education, and sustainable growth as outlined in the Envision plans. And whereas, as the U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics estimates, the cost of owning a car, so true, is approximately 72 cents a mile, with average household spending on transportation reaching $10,961 a year in 2021. Many people cannot afford the cost of a car, and nearly a third of the people residing in the United States do not have a driver's license, either because of their age or a condition that does not allow them to drive. And whereas not all communities have access to public transit, sidewalks, or safe bike paths, creating inequities in mobility and making everyday tasks and social connections more difficult for non-drivers. Investment in walking, biking, and transit infrastructure, along with public education to foster respect between drivers and non-drivers, support safer, more connected communities. And whereas transportation remains the largest source of greenhouse gas emissions in the United States, and advancing alternatives to driving is essential to achieving our state and national climate goals. And whereas the Week Without Driving campaign challenges participants to navigate daily life without driving themselves, including commuting to work, running errands, and other routine activities, in order to gain firsthand experience of the barriers and challenges faced by non-drivers, and to better understand the importance of building a transportation system that works for everyone. Page 2. No, I'm just kidding.
I didn't write it either.
Now, therefore, I, Joaquin Zamora, City Commissioner of the City of McAllen, by the virtue of the authority invested in me and on behalf of the Board of Commissioners and the Mayor of the City, do hereby proclaim September 29th through October the 5th, 2025 as Week Without Driving. Congratulations.
Mayor, Commissioner, City Management, thank you for the proclamation. You know, we've all experienced the challenges of commuting throughout the day, but for many in our community, those challenges are compounded by the lack of personal vehicle. So today we're taking vital steps to address this. This proclamation recognizes that access to safe, affordable, and reliable mobility isn't a luxury. It's a fundamental right. It's essential for our economic health, our public well-being, and the strength of our community bonds. As our city grows and evolves, so must our transportation systems. We've seen through our Envision McAllen 2040 plan that our residents want choices. They want more than just driving. So this document marks a partnership between the City of McAllen and our great partners at UTRGV. It's a call to action for all of us to better understand the barriers faced by those who can't drive. So we invite everybody for Week Without Driving, September 29th through October 5th, so that we can gain firsthand knowledge of what it is to not be able to drive a vehicle. And so again, thank you for allowing us to participate, and wish everybody can participate along with us. Thank you.
And next, we have National Day of Remembrance for Murder Victims. Commissioner Aguirre.
Pásenle. A este lado. Pásenle.
If he does it again.
Thank you, sir. Good afternoon. Buenas tardes. This is a very special proclamation. The state of Texas, County of Hidalgo, and the city of McAllen, whereas the National Parents of Murdered Children, POMC, established September the 25th as a National Day of Remembrance for Murder Victims, and whereas POMC believes in honoring the memory of victims killed by violence and acknowledging the resulting long-term trauma for families and communities. And whereas an estimated 1,847 homicides occurred in Texas, of which in the Rio Grande Valley experienced about 53 homicides. And whereas 3 McAllen officers made the ultimate sacrifice, killed in the line of duty, of which we recognize Edelmiro Garza, Ismael Chavez, and the family and friends of Rosalyn Suarez of the McAllen Public Police Department. And whereas through leadership, grief, advocacy, and support, survivors are reducing violence and promoting the prevention and policy change on a local, state, and national level. Now, therefore, I, Tony Aguirre Jr., as City Commissioner of this great city of McAllen, by virtue of an authority vested in me by the mayor and the other city commissioners, do hereby proclaim September the 25th, 2025 as National Day of Remembrance for Murder Victims.
Good evening, the Honorable Mayor Javier Villalobos, City Council members, and the McAllen community. Here today present, we have some residents from here in the city of McAllen as well. Thank you for this proclamation in recognizing September 25th, National Day of Remembrance for Murder Victims. Your support means more than words can express. For families and survivors, this proclamation is a powerful reminder that you, the city of McAllen, sees us, hears us, and stands with us. 14 years ago, my life forever changed. It could have broken the family, Garcia family. I was born and raised in Rio Grande City, but I have lived the last 35 years in the city of Edinburgh. My brother, Rogelio Rodrigo Garcia, was his name. The pain could have definitely broken me individually because he was more than a brother. He was my mentor. But with that, purpose came. And my purpose has led me to walk beside this wonderful extended family that I call family and friends, who carry the same heartbreak and build a community where no survivor stands alone. Through this journey for the last 14 years, it knocked in my household. We learned that love never dies. The empty chair becomes less empty, but we never grieve alone. And even in sorrow, we found courage to live un día a la vez, one day at a time. Today's proclamation is not just a piece of paper, it is a declaration of the McAllen, the city of McAllen, with compassion, remembrance, hope, and unity. And we prepared the 13th annual candlelight vigil of September 25th. We will light the candles and speak their names as we remember them. I will do a roll call of the victims that are here with me. Rogelio Roger Garcia, Jolisa Socorro Rangel, George Tovar, Efraín García, Daniel Vega, Julio César Villarreal, Alfredo Otiveros Jr., Magdalena Cantú, Rebecca Lee Cantú, Genardo Aparicio, Eric Sánchez, Kevin Martínez, Esteban Fernández, Juan Manuel Belmares, Ever Islas Jr., Julio César Soto Jr., Juan Nava Hernández, Nereida Claret Ortiz, and obviously our good friend and of the family, Officer Rosalind Suarez Jr., Officer Ismael Chavez, Officer El Merino Garza, and Officer Reynaldo Lopez. This can affect all walks of life. Every candle lit on September 25th carries a name, carries a story of the tragedy, and together we will live the legacy. And thank you again, the Mayor, the Honorable Mayor Javier Villalobos, the City Council, and for being the pillars of compassion, remembrance, hope, and justice. God bless you all.
Right here? Okay.
Thank you. Okay, gracias.
It's always a pleasure.
Oh, it's okay.
All right. John.
Thank you. Thank you.
Not voting. Yeah, just flip it.
Okay.
Sí,
Well, excellent. I guess we'll go to,
Mayor,
yes, sir.
I apologize for my victim's family. Perdóname. Wendy Escobedo is one of our victims. I forgot to put her on my list. So for everybody in the community of McAllen, venga para acá.
Thank you.
Un abrazo fuerte. No la hice de menos. No me olvidó. Gracias.
Sir.
Do I take the
Dios le bendiga.
Okay, and item number 1, public hearing.
Mayor, the first item on the agenda is a public hearing on the tax rate. It is required, although we are reducing the tax rate. It is in excess of the no new revenue rate, so the proposed tax rate is a decrease from $44.99 to $44.89 per hundred. If there's any members of the public that wish to address the commission, they can do so.
Does anybody want to speak regarding this item? Anyone regarding item number 1, public hearing, proposed tax rate? Nope. Thank you. Okay, item number 2.
Yeah, the second item on the agenda is the annual update public hearing on the proposed assessments within the Tres Lagos Public Improvement District.
Good evening, Mayor, City Commission. We have with us tonight Jeffrey Earl, who is the attorney for the Tres Lagos developer, who will be presenting an update that's required by law to have annually.
Thank you.
Good afternoon, Honorable Mayor, City Commissioners. My name is Jeffrey Earl. attorney with Erlen Associates. Just want to clarify something on the PID. I know there were some letters sent in from residents in Tres Lagos that were a little concerned about rate increases. There is no proposed rate increase. The maintenance assessment, limited benefit maintenance assessment, and technology assessment are the same as from last year. Then the debt service assessment, again, is not paid by the homeowners. It's just simply levied as part of that ordinance. And in addition to that, there's no HOA fee. So just want to clarify that on the Public Improvement District. As far as the annual update, we do have a presentation. You can go to the next slide there. So under Chapter 311, an annual update is required to be given, and under the development agreement, required to be given to the city as well as the county. So we're working with them right now to give that annual update presentation to them. Next slide. Here you can see an overview of the master plan. It's been building out nicely. It's photos of the A&M campus. Next slide. So just to refresh your memory, Tres Lagos is supposed to have around 7,000 total future home sites and 24,000 residents and 1.5 million square feet of commercial and retail.
Oh, okay.
Next slide. This is an older aerial. We're working on getting a new one before we present to the county. This is from about 1.5 years ago, but as you can see, it's physically on the ground, not just a plan on a map anymore. Next slide. So 2024 development updates. So the shops at Tres Lagos, the 4th building is complete, working on interior finish outs. There's several neighborhoods that are actively in development with vertical construction going on. The city fire station is complete, which is awesome. It looks great. And then A&M Nursing School. So they're working on the interior finish out, so that should be open pretty soon here. So very excited to have that. And then they just announced, A&M did, their next phase is going to be an AgriLife research facility, which will be 43,000 square feet and around a $53 million investment. So really excited to see that and see their growth. Next slide. Shops at Tres Lagos have expanded lists of tenants that are very friendly uses for neighborhood commercial, so we're excited to have those. Next slide. The Tres Lagos Lifestyle, there's farmers market is still very active, happening once a month. There's periodic concerts with the lifestyle director out there. The community center continues to thrive, and there's plenty of community events with that lifestyle director. Here we'll get into some active residential developments. The next slide. So Aquilina, it's a second move-up community, and it's currently in the 4th phase of homes going on the ground. Next slide. Anacua is a first move-up, and phase 1 is developed, just now going vertical on those. Next slide. Las Brisas, this is the entry-level homes. It's the first project east of Ware Road, and we expect first closings this year in 2025. I drove by it earlier today. It's looking really nice. Next slide. Belterra. So this is the rental community. It's been going really well. It's almost completely built out. A lot of 3.2s, very affordable price there, and excited to see how well that's done. Next slide. Okay, so projected values. These were calculated back in 2016, and no one has a crystal ball, but we were estimating around $419 million of assessed captured value back then. And if you go to the next slide, the actual captured value is $486 billion, so we've exceeded that. Next slide. So you can see there's about a $68.4 million overperformance on the TERS, which has been exciting to see how well that's been building out. And actually, this will be the first year that the TERS revenues exceed the debt service required for that $24.5 billion bond from back in 2016 that occurred with the A&M transaction and everything. If you go to the next slide, development cost to date, so it's about $132.7 million invested into the city of McAllen, into the Tres Lagos community against all categories. So TERS budget, original budget amount was $232.4 million. There's been $77.8 million requested out of the TERS, and that leaves around $154.5 million in remaining and coming projects. Thank you. And again, on the PID, there are no requested changes to the assessments. If you have any questions, I'm here. Thank you very much.
Any questions?
No question.
Thank you. And
Thank you, Mr. Earl.
this is a public hearing, and anybody want to speak regarding the item?
And Mayor, just for the record, I will let the commission know that the email comments that were received by the city secretary's office, and she has those.
Yes.
We just have your name and address for the record, please.
Michael Skiba, 13933 West Cape Falls Lane, McAllen, Texas. Good evening. My name is Michael Skiba, and I'm a homeowner in Tres Lagos. I'm objecting to the adoption of the 2025-2026 Service and Assessment Plan and Assessment Role as drafted. I'm asking for specific fixes. First, the plan defines developer as Roads Enterprises, Inc., or its successors. That reads as exclusivity. Please neutralize the definition so developer means any qualified party building public improvements the city or PID will accept, and add nothing in this SAP confers exclusive development rights. Second, Table 3A shows developer costs reimbursed from TERS. If public money reimburses private work, we need performance and transparency. No reimbursements unless the work is competitively procured and third-party engineer certifies quantities and quality. The city formally accepts the improvement. Itemized invoices are published and reimbursements stay within not to exceed caps. Also require a public running ledger showing reimbursements to date and remaining caps. Third, O&M dollars aren't aligned with conditions on the ground. For 2026, cash flow projections are about $1.55 million. Outflows include just $85,000 for lakes management, only 5%, even though the existing lakes look terrible and are usually full of litter. The parks and landscape also flood frequently. So, keep the total the same and rebalance. Create drainage and flood response at $150,000. Tie these to published KPIs. Weekly lake and park litter sweeps, 48-hour post-storm inspections and pump downs, 72-hour response SLA for trash and flooding complaints, monthly public KPI dashboards, and quarterly spend versus KPI reports. Fourth, require open competitive maintenance procurement with measurable penalties for non-performance. No default exclusive vendor. If you can't incorporate these tonight, please continue the item and return with a revised SAP that ties dollars to service where we're failing today. Homeowners are paying for clean lakes, usable parks, and working drainage. Let's fund those first. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Anybody else?
Hi, how's it going? My name's Luis Espindola. I live at 5701 River Road in Tres Lagos. So I'm here to address the 2025-2026 PID service assessment. The notice does refer to about $9 million in ongoing maintenance and $80 per account for technology security services. Now, while today the debt service is paid for by the tax increment in the reinvestment zone 1 with any shortfall to be paid by the developer, there's no language stating that it permanently guarantees that it will stay that way. It does look and feel like burden shifting. The big capital costs made into this community were possible by front-loaded cost into a district that sends the bill to homeowners, while the city itself shall not be required to pay beyond narrow reimbursements that may work on paper, but in real life it means a young family with a starter home is paying for extra costs like basic maintenance. What I'd like to request of you all is to define baseline versus extras and put in writing which items are truly above the citywide baseline and move baseline items like street drainage and light maintenance off the PID and into the tax-funded responsibilities. I'd also like to request a sunset and cap, put a hard sunset at 2030 for M&O unless renewed by a binding vote of district homeowners. It doesn't seem like homeowners in the district have a whole lot of say in the community as of right now, and you guys can correct me if I'm wrong. We can't even elect ourselves to the panel or to any of the boards until a certain amount of the actual Tres Lagos community is built out. So where's our say? And then I'd also like a tier or opt-out for special services. If a service is optional or not universally used, offer a lower tier or opt-out or create hardship relief for seniors and veterans. I'd like a radical transparency, publish a per parcel calculator, an independent audit, and then resident oversight committee. Like I stated before, we feel like we'd like a little bit more oversight. That's pretty much it on my end.
Thank you.
All right.
Anybody else?
Good evening, Mayor and City Commissioners. My name is Jolene Roth. I live at 7004 Cypress Springs Drive, McAllen. Thank you for the opportunity to speak on the issue of the Tres Lagos PID. I understand a letter was sent out dated September 3rd of this year, of which, as a resident, I did not receive. This is our second year living in Tres Lagos, and I did not receive a letter the previous year as well, announcing that this was, public hearing on this. While I understand the need for funds for infrastructure and maintenance, the costs being assessed to Tres Lagos homeowners are creating a financial burden. The number of people using the parks, fishing areas, common areas, bike paths, etc., in a typical week likely amount to hundreds of people. I would encourage you to drive through on a weekend and you'll see how many people are enjoying it. That's the good news. People are enjoying it. But as a Tres Lagos homeowner, we are being assessed fees through PID, so we as homeowners are paying it for the enjoyment of other individuals. So my comment is, why are only Tres Lagos homeowners paying these assessments when in reality many McAllen residents are utilizing the public areas? The tax burden placed on Tres Lagos residents, if you were to spread it out amongst all of the city of McAllen, that alleviates the burden of just paying for Tres Lagos homeowners and spreads it out amongst a larger group of people who are in fact enjoying the public facilities. My second comment also relates to the taxes paid. Currently, we are paying 0.25 on the assessed value of our home. This goes against the fairness in assessing taxes. These taxes or assessments should not be based on assessed value of our home. We all have an equal opportunity to use the facilities, therefore the taxes that we are assessed on should be equal. My last comment then relates to the presentation. Actually, I looked at the city commissioner meetings the last 2 years, and then Mr. Earl presenting today. And in the presentation, there was a slide that talked about the projected tax base. And the amount of overperformance on that slide last year was close to 66 million. I believe it's close to that as well. So I just ask you to consider these comments, as these assessments are pricing families out of their homes and ultimately harmful to the stability of our community. Mr. Earl said that, well, there's going to be no changes as far as the tax rate. But as we all know, our assessed value likely goes up every year. So in a sense, our taxes are going up on the PID because of the assessed value. Thank you for your time.
Do we have anyone else? No? Okay, thank you. We'll close the public hearing. And then we have we have consent agenda, items A through J. Do we need to pull anything out? Items A through J, consent.
Let's approve.
Second.
2H, J.
All in favor?
Aye.
Against? Motion carries. Item 3.
If the screen will switch. Mayor, item 3A is consideration and approval of a request by the developer, VSR Investments, to enter into a contractual agreement for the public improvements along Los Ebanos Road.
Mayor and Commission, thank you for allowing us to present this item. Los Ebanos Oak Subdivision is a 3-lot family residential subdivision located in the ETJ zone of the city of McAllen. Currently, Los Ebanos Road and the proposed development area lack public infrastructure in excess of 660-foot radius. Therefore, the developer requested to enter into an agreement to defer escrowing and/or construction of the public improvements for the segment of Los Ebanos Road that front the property until the surrounding development triggers the term of this agreement. Staff recommends approval of the contractual agreement, and we open it up for any questions.
Questions?
Motion to approve.
All in favor?
Aye.
Against? Motion carries. Item B.
Mayor, item 3B is consideration and approval of collective bargaining agreement with the McAllen Firefighters Association. Mayor, Commissioner Aguirre, myself, Austin, our city attorney, your bargaining team did engage in several months of collective bargaining with the association. The conversations were robust. The conversations were at times difficult, but the conversations in the end, we believe, were good and in the best interest of the association and the city. We have reached an agreement with the union, which was voted on by union membership last week and approved for adoption. And so we propose for the City Commission a 3-year agreement with the association, providing for much-needed pay increases at the firefighter rank, and so 5% pay increases for the next 3 years. Pay increases at the driver rank at 4.5% for the next 3 years, and then at all other ranks, 4%. Assignment pay, longevity, and other certifications within the association are increased 10%, and that's a one-time adjustment over for the duration of the agreement. And then we also built in some safeguards so that firefighters who are receiving hazmat pay will not be displaced by new members joining the department. And so we are pleased that we were able to reach this agreement with the union. We believe it is in the best interest, like I said, of the union and the city, and recommend adoption.
Well, excellent. I give congratulations to our team and I guess the fire department, and how appropriate that we had the Sherlin ISD students come today to thank our fire department. We have a great fire department. We try to always make sure they have what they need, and I guess it's just reflective of what we do. So, what do we have?
Mayor, I so move to approve.
All in favor? Aye. Against? Motion carries. Item 4.
Mayor, item 4 is a roll call vote on adoption of an ordinance approving and adopting the City of McAllen annual budget for 25-26. Just by way of a brief overview, again, the budget does include a decrease in the tax rate from $44.99 to $44.89 per $100 of valuation. The proposed combined budget is $578 million. You'll notice that is a slight decrease from last year's combined budget, but I would note that we are reaching completion of construction on the queue, as well as the cargo improvements at Anzalduas Bridge, and so those budget amounts are not reflected in this year's budget. As the Commission considers some of the other capital projects that we have shown you in the coming year, we anticipate increases to that budget probably next budget year. General fund appropriations of $161 million, fund balance of $102.4 million, leaving you with 238 days of working capital, significant excess over our minimum 140-day requirement. The budget does include 4 new positions in the general fund and sanitation fund, seeing 1 full-time position. Debt service in the $578 million budget at $28.3 million. Capital outlay projects of $220.3 million, and operating expenditures of $329.5 million. Just to highlight the largest capital projects encapsulated by the combined budget, $30 million water at the North Water Treatment Plant, $16.6 million for terminal improvements at the airport, $16 million for improvements at the Bowie Reservoir, $12.7 million for runway and taxiway safety improvements at the airport. Again, wrapping up the queue, $9.3 million at Quinta Mazatlan. Lark sewer improvements of $7.3 million. Drainage fee, the McAllen lateral channel improvements, $6.7 million. The recycling center upgrade is budgeted for this year, $5.2 million. Tres Lagos reclaimed water elevated tower construction, $4.5 million. And wrapping up ERP and using the stimulus funds to bring that project online. If there are any questions, I'd be happy to address those. If not, management. And I do, before I ask for you all to consider voting on approval of the budget, I do want to thank Angie Rodriguez, our Director of Management and Budget, for all of the assistance she gave me in preparing this year's budget. She made the project very, very workable, and I appreciate it. I know we started a month early, Angie. Thank you for indulging me in that process, but I think it worked out well for the departments and the commission. So, Mayor, with that, I'd be happy to answer any questions, and we do recommend adoption of the budget.
Do we have any questions? I know we took quite a bit of time doing this, so I didn't think so. Do I hear a motion to approve? And this is a roll call vote.
So move.
Aye.
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 Motion carries.
Okay, Mayor, item 4B is a roll call vote on adoption of an ordinance approving and adopting the City of McAllen proposed 2025 property tax rate. Again, Mayor, that rate is a proposed decrease from 4499 to 4489 per hundred. Becky, you want to fill in anything that I may not have touched on this evening?
Yes. Good afternoon, Mayor and City Commissioners. So this item is for the consideration and adoption of the ordinance setting the 2025 property tax rate for the City of McAllen. This year's proposed rate exceeds the no new revenue rate, which was 0.415975, but does not exceed the voter approval rate of 0.469527. The rate provides the funding necessary to support the City of McAllen's general operations and debt obligations. And the ordinance will be adopting the rate of 0.448989 per 100 evaluation, which is made up of the following components. 0.413841 is for maintenance and operation, and 0.035148 is for debt service. Adoption of this ordinance is necessary to levy and collect property taxes for the upcoming fiscal year. In the memo I submitted to you all, you'll find the motion that needs to be made, and in addition, we must also add the M&O and INS rate separate. Keep in mind that the ordinance setting the tax rate must be a record vote as well.
Certainly.
Mayor, I move that the property tax rate be increased by the adoption of a tax rate of 0.448989 per 100, which is effectively a 7.94% increase in the tax rate. This year's proposed rate of 0.448989 cents is allocated at the rate of 0.413841 cents for maintenance and operations and 0.035148 cents for debt service.
I know you just confused everybody, but do we have a second? Second. All in favor?
Aye. Aye.
It needs to be a roll call.
One at a time.
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Mayor, item 4C is providing adoption of an ordinance for the amendment modifications to the solid waste ordinance.
Good afternoon, Mayor, City Commission, City Manager. Public Works requesting consideration and action for the modification of the solid waste ordinance, Chapter 90, as it pertains to the fees charged for solid waste management services. Proposed amendment to 5 sections of the solid waste ordinance, including decreasing the recycling fee for 25 cents to residential accounts. Public Works staff recommends approval of the modification of the solid waste ordinance as presented. I'm here to answer any questions.
Any questions from the commission?
All in favor?
Aye.
Against? Motion carries.
Mayor, item 4D is providing for an abandonment of a 20-foot by 171-foot utility easement out of Ward 11, Botello Industrial Park.
need
Mayor,
it?
Commissioners, good afternoon. Okay, so this one's
I
located
asked the
at
same question, Mayor.
I'm sorry? Oh, sorry. So this property is located at 6613 South 27th. It's part of the Boteos subdivision. It's lot 11. So this one has a utility easement that has been approved by everybody for abandonment. The line stops just north of this property. They're wanting to expand the building, so it doesn't affect anything right now.
So it doesn't affect us.
No, sir, it does not.
So moved. Second.
All in favor?
Thank you.
Aye.
Against? Motion carries. Item E.
Mayor, item 4E is an ordinance amending the McAllen Code of Ordinances, Article 3, Division 3, Chapter 106, relating to the utility rate increases that were described in more detail during the workshop earlier today. If there are questions, Mark Vega is here to answer those at this time.
Motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Against? Motion carries. Item F.
Mayor, item 4F is discussion and possible action on an ordinance approving and adopting the Tres Lagos Public Improvement District 2526 Service and Assessment Plan and the 2526 Assessment Roll. Michelle?
This is regarding the public hearing item that we had under 1B. And if you would so note also, just for the public that is here, that we did have an audit. We do require the public infrastructure to be publicly bid, the same rules that we follow, and we do have our engineering department does review and accept those improvements upon completion. If If you have any questions, I'd be happy
Now,
to
Michelle,
address
is
those.
this type of stuff, is it more for us? Is it more ministerial than anything else? I mean, do we have control? Do we have ability to do different stuff? Or is it pretty much the board at Tres Lagos?
Right, the board runs it, and there is provisions for other people to be on the board at a certain point, and I would suggest for the residents to go ahead and visit with Mr. Earl to find out what opportunities there are for them to serve on that board and be more involved.
One of them mentioned a threshold. Is that going to be met soon?
It'll be a little while still. But public records, we do have copies of all of the invoices. They get submitted to our finance department. That's reviewed by us and by their side. And everybody has to agree that what's been spent has been spent properly.
And where can they see the public records?
We have those available for public information request, whatever
Public
it is that they would need. Yes, we do have all of those documents. We can pull them from the city's finance department, and engineering also has a copy.
I know there was one comment made about the assessed value of the properties going up. I don't think that's exclusive to Tres Lagos. I mean, that's something that's
Right.
experienced county. That's controlled, as we all know, by the Hidalgo County Appraisal District. So
That's correct.
even if the tax rate stays the same, or as we did, we
Lowered
reduced
it.
the city tax rate lower, more than
Still
likely people
paying.
still pay more in dollars
That's correct.
based on assessed value.
Mayor, I do want to circle back to that comment about the residents saying that they don't have a voice. Way to listen to your residents, so that way they feel that they're being heard and their quality of life gets improved. Just want that to be noted. In the event that we vote, whatever way that we do vote, that the voices of the residents gets heard some way or another. They talked about the Lagos not being clean. They talked about certain things here and there. Just make sure that you listen to them so that way their needs can be met.
And the dynamics of a church can be a little confusing, so good communications is imperative.
I know they had set up some subcommittees that were meeting. I don't know if they're still doing that. I'll reach out to the resident manager out there and see what they're still doing and encourage them to reinstate those if they're not still having them.
Excellent.
Thank you.
Okay, Commission?
Motion to approve?
There a second?
Second.
All in favor? Against? Motion carries. Item
5A, Mayor, resolution appointing a chairman for the Reinvestment Zone Number 1, City of McAllen Board of Directors for the year 2026.
Thank you. This resolution proposes reappointment of Nick Rhodes, position 5, as chairman of the TERS Number 1 Board from January 1st of 2026 through December 21st of 2026. It was previously approved by the TERS Board at their last regular meeting.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Against? Motion carries. Item B.
Thank you.
Mayor, item 5B is a resolution approving the city's investment policy and strategy. This item was considered by the Audit Investment Committee. There were no substantive legal changes requiring changes to the policy. There was one typographical error found in the policy that does need to be corrected. Sonia, is there anything outside of that pertinent that the board needs to know before they consider? But the policy remains the same.
Approve? Yeah, the Audit Investment Committee looked over it and gave it its blessing.
Mayor Pro Tem.
Do we have a motion?
So moved. Second.
Oh, you already did?
Okay.
We have a first and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion passes.
Mayor Pro Tem, item 5C is a resolution nominating a candidate to the Hidalgo County Appraisal District Board of Directors. Austin, there were a couple of potential candidates. I know that Richard Garza was suggested as a representative for this board to consider, but it is certainly up to the discretion of this board to consider another person that they may want to nominate.
And also, the deadline is not until October 15th, so if we needed more time to think about this, it's okay to table it and bring it back. We have time.
Yeah, let's table it.
Motion to table. Second.
First and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion passes.
Mayor Pro Tem, item 6A is review of quarterly investment reports for the quarters ending March 31st and June 30th, 2025. Again, this report was considered by the Audit Investment Committee, presented at their last meeting. And management, after Sonia's brief presentation, would recommend a motion to accept the reports.
So moved.
Second.
First and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? There be none, motion passes.
Mayor, item 6B, future agenda items. If there's any reports or presentations the commission, outside of what we have planned for presentation, would like to hear, we'd be happy to work on those for you.
Do we have anything? If not, item number 7.
Omar, is number 7 ready to come off the table? It's going to be withdrawn. Mayor, then we are ready to move on to executive session, item number 8.
Counselor.
Mayor, with regards to item 8A, I recommend that the board entertain a motion to authorize the city manager and city attorney to proceed as described in executive session.
So moved. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Against? Motion carries. Item B.
Mayor, for items 8B, C, and D, no action is required.
Excellent. There being no further business, this meeting is adjourned. Thank you all so much.
Regular City Commission meetings are held on the second and fourth Monday of each month. Meetings are rebroadcast on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays on the McAllen Cable Network.